Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am just Mike. You are watching and you are listening to episode number 47 of The Rock Out Wild Show, where it is not just a show, it is a way of life. Now, if you haven't done so yet, and if you are new to this very channel and to this video as well, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below this episode of The Rock Out Wild Show. You can also like or dislike this episode and share this episode. Share the Rock Out Wild Show on all of your social media platforms from Facebook, X, Instagram, what have you, whatever social media you use. Share this episode of the Rock Out Wild Show to everyone you know, from your family to your from your friends to your coworkers to your acquaintances. Tell everyone what the Rock Out Wild Show is all about. And of course, I am your host, just Mike. And as you see from the title of this very episode, I am going to take a look what lies ahead. What is ahead in my reactions of the movie reviews that I've been reacting to. So the main event of this very episode, I will be reacting to my video called My Top 10 Most Anticipated Movies of 2015. This is obviously a 10-year celebration since 2015 was 10 years ago, so the stars aligned when this for this specific episode as we're going ahead on my movie reviews for 2015, for this year, and of course for next year as well. I will also be looking to a movie to kick things off for this very episode. And of course, you are going to get the usual stuff like on this day in the world of sports, wrestling, music, film, and television for November the 19th. As of this recording, it is November the 6th, and this will be aired in just a few short weeks, and we are getting close to the holiday spirit, close to Christmas, and I'm going to give you all a little programming note. The very last episode of the Rock Out Wild Show for 2025 will be aired on December the 17th, 2025, as I will be reviewing the movie Heat, directed by Michael Mann, as that will celebrate its 30th celebration as that time rolls around. So I'll be off for 2 weeks after that. There will be no Rock Out Wild Show for the Wednesday after, because that will be Christmas Eve, and the following week after that, that will be New Year's Eve. So I want to give you all a little bit of a break before 2026 rolls around. And you never know, I could go live sometime in the next month to have a look back at what the year 2025 was. So that's a little bit of a programming note for you all. And then to kick things off, I am going to open up my webcam and say hi to everyone here. 2025 is coming to a close, only a couple of months now. And I'm going to react to my 2015 movie reviews going forward. So with that said, to kick things off, I am going to look back and take a look at my review for the movie Taken 3, starring Liam Neeson. And I have only one word to describe this before checking this out. That one word is typecast. If you know, you know. So let's do this. So let's present, share screen, Taken 3 movie review. Make sure the audio is on, obviously. Let's hit that share and let's go full freaking screen with this bad boy. Here we go. And let's react. In 3, 2, 1, action.
Alright, I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is that Taken 3 is better than Taken 2. But the bad news is, yeah, it was still a really bad movie. Just saying.
say this: the music I had a little bit beforehand, I like that better, but this is not bad too. Anyway, let's go.
Hey, what is up, all movie fans in the movieverse? Welcome to the Mike McRock Movie Review YouTube channel. Right now, I'm going to talk about Taken 3, and in this movie, Brian Mills is now being wrongfully convicted of killing his ex-wife, and now he is running from the cops, and he's trying to find out who really did kill his wife, and now you have the cops chasing him as well. The dynamics, in theory, look good. It looked potentially good, and going into this movie, I was actually excited. I saw the trailer for the movie here, and here I'm thinking this is going to be the best Taken movie since Taken 1. Well, it's better than the second one, I will give it that. But it
Mm-hmm.
was still really, really bad and really, really dumb. But it's not terrible, like I want to rip my heart out bad. No, it was a watchable bad movie that was really dumb and stupid. And in this movie, you have Liam Neeson, who's pretty much invincible throughout this entire movie. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like one of those games that you play on your Xbox or PS3 or whatever you play with, and you're just practically playing on invincible mode.
Pretty much.
That is Taken 3 in a nutshell.
Pretty much.
Every time when Liam Neeson gets involved in an action scene or has bullets coming at him, he always somehow manages to live. I mean, there are moments in this movie where he could have died and I would have believed it.
Yeah.
There was a moment where the car crashes, he was inside it, the building goes boom, and
Boom.
literally the next scene after that, he was nowhere near it and on his phone talking to someone. And here I'm thinking, how did he get here, all the way to here, in that split second?
Movie logic 101 right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Was there something I missed? I don't know. I think it's just one of those things where you got to be drunk to watch this movie because it is one of those movies, like a Jeremy Johns rating would say, this would be a good movie if you're drunk. Yeah, it was that bad.
Yep.
And there were a lot of moments in this movie where I just didn't quite connect with the action. I mean, there were shaky cam moments that really gave me a headache, and there were just moments that looked too CGI-ish. I mean, there was a moment in the action where you saw a truck, a piece of it goes flying off, and it goes, uh, hits after car, and it just looks way too CGI. That could have been cleaned up a lot. And there's also another moment where Liam Neeson could have died in that car crash, and all of a sudden he just happened to live that. He was doing a scene with the Russian villain where all these bullets kept flying, and he was trying to duck every single one of them. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on invincible mode. I'm in this game, and here I'm going to catch the bad guy and then kill the bad guy. Boom. And that's another thing, the bad guy in this movie. I mean, who is this Russian guy? He's not very convincing. He's not very believable as a villain. He makes these weird expressions, and here he is with a cool looking gun, I might add, in his underwear. I mean, what Russian bad guy in his underwear is shooting a really cool gun at our main hero?
You know, the way I am describing this movie, it sounds like I'm watching a cartoon. An actual legit cartoon, only it's live action. Let's continue.
You talk about dumb to the highest level. Yeah, that was very dumb. And I think that the more I think about this movie, the more things just don't make sense at all.
Pretty
I
much.
think that this movie could have been a lot better. Yeah, I also have Forrest Whitaker in this movie, who I thought in theory looked good going into it. You
Sure.
know,
Sure.
he's this really badass kind of guy. Okay,
Yep.
he has his twitchy moments with this knight, and all of a sudden with an elastic band. But the problem with Forrest Whitaker's role in this movie is that even though he was good in the movie itself just didn't live up to Forrest Whitaker's potential, how he could act good and even better in the movie.
Yeah,
It was that bad.
pretty
So
much.
overall, this was not a good start. And you know when a movie comes out in January to begin with is
Yep,
not going to be a very good one. Period.
yep,
And that's Taken 3.
pretty
And if
much.
I were to rate this movie, I will say this. There
Mhm.
were a couple of good moments. There were the family moments where Liam Neeson at the beginning with his daughter, Famke Jensen, who I thought was annoying. Even though, with that to be said, I thought the family moments in the beginning were cool. Liam Neeson with his old team
Yep.
was really cool
Oh
to
yeah.
watch again. And just Liam Neeson in general as an actor, I thought he was really good. But even with all that aside, this was still a bad movie.
Yeah.
And out of
Unfortunately.
100, I would say that Taken 3 delivered 56 points out of 100.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
skip this one, please.
Yeah.
But if you saw this movie, what did you think about it? Feel free to comment in the comment section below. And also, you can hit that subscribe button as well to get Mick Rocks.
Yeah. So that was my reaction to my old movie review for the movie Taken 3. I'm surprised I gave it 56 out of 100. It seems a little bit high, but I can understand it. The way I was talking about it sounds like a watchable bad movie, not an absolutely horrendous movie. So I guess a point like that, somewhere in the middle, sounds like one I would definitely not watch ever again. I would, however, would watch the first Taken movie because that is really good. So, with all that being said, let's do all the things that we normally see on an episode of the Rock Out Wild Show. Let's take a look at on this day for November the 19th in the world of what shall we do first? Shall we do sports? I think we should do sports first because there's always a lot in sports. So let's kick things off with November the 19th in sports history. In 1906, London is selected to host the 1908 Olympics. In 1932, Joe Kershaw scores 71 points in a college football game. In 1939, Don Lash wins six straight AAU cross country 10K championship. In 1951, Roy Campanella named NL MVP on his 30th birthday. Happy birthday. In 1953, U.S. Supreme Court rules 7-2 that baseball is a sport, not a business. Darn straight it's a business. Darn straight it is a sport. And God darn it, I wish the Blue Jays would have won the World Series this year. Anyway, let's move on. In 1961, Houston Oilers quarterback George Belanda passes for 7 touchdowns in a 14-19 rout of New York Titans at Jefferson Stadium in Houston. In 1968, New York Yankees pitcher Stan Boston wins AL Rookie of the Year. In 1975, Reds second baseman Joe Morgan is named National League MVP. In 1977, Canucks Ron Siddlebauer fails on third penalty shot against Islanders. In 1978, the miracle at the Meadowlands. Eagles Herman Edwards returns a fumble for a touchdown with 31 seconds left to give Philadelphia a 19-17 victory over the rival New York Giants. In 1978, 28th NASCAR Sprint Cup, Cale Yarborough wins. In 1979, Astros signed Nolan Ryan to record a 4-year, $4.5 million contract. In 1983, Edmonton Oilers beat New Jersey Devils 13-4. Wayne Gretzky calls the Devil a Mickey Mouse organization. Darn straight it is. In 1983, Jerry Curry becomes the first Finnish ice hockey player to score 5 goals in a game. In 1984, New York Met Dwight Gooden, 20, is the youngest to be named National League Rookie of the Year. In 1986, Phillies third baseman Mike Schmidt wins National League Most Valuable Player. In 1989, 39th NASCAR Sprint Cup, Rusty Wallace wins. In 1989, German tennis number one Steffi Graf regains the WTA Tour Championship in New York City, beats Martina Navratilova 6-4, 7-5, 2-6, and 6-2. And I'm sorry if I did not pronounce that correctly. In 1989, also, U.S. beats Trinidad 1-0, qualifying for 1990 World Soccer Cup final. It was the U.S. first qualification since 1950. In 1990, Pittsburgh Pirates outfielder Barry Bonds wins National League MVP. That is not win an Astros, apparently. In 1991, Baltimore Oilers shortstop Cal Ripken wins his second American League MVP. In 1994, 59th Iron Bowl, Alabama beats Auburn 21-14 in Birmingham. In 1995, CFL Grey Cup, Taylor Field, Regina, Baltimore Stallions become only American-based team ever to win Grey Cup, defeats Calgary Stampeders 37-20. Also in 95, German tennis number one Steffi Graf outlasts number two and Anique Huber 6-1, 2-6, 6-1, 4-6, and 6-3 to win the WTA Tour Championship at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Also in 1995, home crowd favorite Boris Becker wins his third and final ATP Tour World Championship tennis title with a 7-6, 6-0, 7-6 win over American Michael Chang in Frankfurt, Germany. Or Chang. It's either Chang or Shang. It's one or the other. In 1996, Pickup Sticks. Albert Bell signs a record 5-year, $55 million contract with the White Sox. In the year 2000, when We Will Make It Up to You, Swiss tennis star Martina Hingis wins WTA Tour Championship at Madison Square Garden, New York City, beats Monica Seles 6-7, 6-4, and 6-4. In 2005, 70th Iron Bowl, Auburn beats Alabama 28-18 in Auburn. In 2006, CFL Grey Cup, Canadian Stadium, Winnipeg, BC Lions win 5th championship, defeats Montreal Alouettes 25-14. Also in 2006, Roger Federer captures his third tennis Masters Cup with a comfortable 6-0, 6-3, and 6-4 win over American James Blake in the final in Shanghai, China. In 2011, 21st College Football Holy War. Holy War, you've been down too long to the... Oh, that's Holy Diver, never mind. Notre Dame beats Boston College 16-14 in South Bend. In 2017, Bulgarian tennis star Grigor Dimitrov breaks through for a first season-ending ATP World Tour final title with a 7-5, 4-6, 6-3 win in London over David Goffin of Belgium. Also in 2017, Martin Truex Jr. driving for future road racing with Ford EcoBoost 400 at Homestead Miami Speedway, Florida, to claim Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series by 5 points from Kyle Busch. In 2018, Rams beats Kansas City Chiefs 54-51 at Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, third highest scoring game in NFL history. First time two teams scored 50 points in the same game. Patrick Mahomes, 6 TD passes for KC, most in Monday Night Football history. In 2019, EPL Cup, Tottenham sacks high-profile manager Mauricio or Maruk. How in the world do you pronounce this? Let's try this again. In 2019 EPL club, Tottenham sacks high-profile manager Mauricio Pochettino. After disappointing start to season, replacement is higher-profile ex-Chelsea and Manchester United boss Jose Mourinho. I'm sorry if I mispronounced any of those names up there. Also in 2019, LeBron James records 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists as the LA Lakers beat the Oklahoma City Thunder 112 to 107 to become the first player in NBA history to achieve a triple-double against all 30 franchises. In 2021, MLB Cleveland Indians name change to Guardians becomes official, and we all know why that is. In 2023, ICC Men's Cricket ODI World Cup, Narendra Modi Stadium, Ahmedabad, India, Australia beats India by 6 wickets, with 24 balls remaining. For 6th ODI triumph, player of the match, Travis Head from Aussie, 137 to 120. In 2023, Novak Djokovic of Serbia wins a record 7th ATP World Tour Finals, beating Italian Jannik Sinner 6-3 and 6-3 in Turin, Italy. And in 2024, 22-time tennis Grand Slam champion Rafael Nadal ends his illustrious career with a 6-4 and 6-4 defeat to Dutchman Botic van de Zendersloop, as Spain is beaten 2-1 in the Davis Cup quarterfinal in Malaga. Those are all the things that happened in the world of sports for November the 19th. Now let's take a look at what happened in professional wrestling for November the 19th for on this day. Here's a picture of Y2J Chris Jericho when he came back for I do believe, the 3rd time in the WWE. So let's see what we have here. In 1966 pickup sticks in Omaha, Nebraska, Mad Dog Vachon becomes a 5-time AWA World Heavyweight Champion after defeating Dick the Bruiser to win the championship. This will be Vachon's last run with the belts. In 1990, as a part of WWF Superstars taping, Mr. Perfect defeated the Texas Tornado to win his 2nd Intercontinental Championship. Tornado had defeated him for the belt at SummerSlam that same year. In 1991, WCW Clash of the Champions XVII was held in Savannah, Georgia. In a short 5-minute match, Rick Rude pinned an already injured Sting after a roll-up to win the WCW United States Championship. In the main event, Lex Luger managed to retain the WCW World Heavyweight title in a match against Rick Steiner after Luger hit him with the belt when the referee was distracted. In 1994, SMW NWA presented their Cherry Hills show in New Jersey. The event was a one-night tournament to decide who would take the vacant NWA World Heavyweight title, and in the final match, Chris Candido defeated Tracy Smothers via pinfall. In 1995, WWF Survivor Series was held in Landover, Maryland, and would feature the last match in the WWF for one Bam Bam Bigelow. In one of the traditional Survivor Series matches, the Dark Side, which is The Undertaker, Savio Vega, Fatu, and Henry Godwin, defeated the Royals, who are King Mabel, Jerry the King Lawler, Isaac Yankem, and Hunter Hearst Helmsley, with The Undertaker being involved in each elimination. Their 3 were by pinfall and 1 by countout when King Mabel ran from the ring. Pussy. I am just messing. God rest Mabel's soul. God rest him. The main event saw Bret the Hitman Hart defeat Diesel in a no disqualification match to win the WWF Championship. Diesel had been the champion for 358 days, which would be the longest reign of the 90s. The match was notable as it featured the first table break in WWE history. Get the tables! That's all I have to say about that. In the year 2000, when we would make it up to you, WWF presented the Survivor Series from Tampa, Florida. The match between The Undertaker and Kurt Angle for Angle's WWF World Heavyweight title is remembered for two things. Firstly, the finish. When The Undertaker hits the last ride and went for the cover, it turned out that a few minutes before, Angle had switched places with his brother, who then took the finisher and gave Kurt the opening to roll up Taker from behind and get the pin. Secondly, it's remembered as the time the Undertaker wore gold, snakeskin trousers instead of the usual black due to having lost his luggage before the pay-per-view. Imagine losing your luggage when you're the Undertaker. That is something right there. In the year 2001, Monday Night Raw was in Charlotte, North Carolina, and marked the return of the Nature Boy himself, Ric Flair, to the company for the first time since 1993. On the show, he came to the ring and told Vince McMahon that he had been the mystery consultorium who bought out Shane and Stephanie McMahon's share and now owns 50% of the company, making them partners. I wonder, did he actually own the WWF at that time? I am just wondering. I know this is all kayfabe stuff, but I'm just wondering in real life, did Ric Flair own some part of the WWF? I don't even know. Anyway, on the same day, Jerry the King Lawler also made his return following his heart attack. In the year 2006, TNA Genesis took place in Orlando, Florida. In a very rarely enforced rule, Sting lost the NWA World Heavyweight title to Abyss after getting himself disqualified. The rule that titles could change hands this way was put in place in TNA in 2002, but had only been held up for two other occasions. In the main event of the evening, Kurt Angle beat Samoa Joe via submission, giving Joe his first ever loss in TNA since he arrived 18 months earlier. In 2007, after a 2 years absence, Chris Jericho makes his return to the WWE on Raw and told Randy Orton that he was coming for his world title. In 2012, in Tokyo, Japan, the finals of the Never Openweight Championship Decision Tournament were held. Masato Tanaka defeated Carl Anderson by pinfall to be crowned the first ever Never Openweight Champion. In 2017, WWE Survivor Series was held in Houston, Texas, with a Raw vs. SmackDown theme featuring a series of inter-brand matches. The two brands were tied at 3 wins each going into the final match of the night, which was a traditional Survivor Series elimination match. Team Raw, which was Kurt Angle, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, and Triple H, versus Team SmackDown, which was Shane McMahon, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, and John Cena. Team Raw won the match and the night overall, with Triple H and Strowman being the lone survivors. After the match, Braun Strowman was in no mood to celebrate with Triple H. Instead, he decided to give him a couple of running power slams. And on the notable wrestling birthdays, for November 19th, born on 1960, the one, the only, the one that should be in the WWE Hall of Fame one day, Miss Elizabeth, one of my favorite women in professional wrestling of all time. Those are all the things that happened on this day for November the 19th. Now let's take a look at music, shall we? Let's take a look at on this day in the world of music. As you see, there is a picture of the Supremes. The Supremes break a glass ceiling. In 1964, the Supremes became the first all-female group to score a #1 hit in the UK with Baby Love. Across the Atlantic, the irresistible single also topped the charts, making the Supremes the first Motown act to have more than one number one US hit. They will continue to build on that record, eventually scoring more number one hits than any other Motown act with a total of 12. Baby Love would later earn the group a Grammy nod for Best R&B Recording, and the Holland Dozier Holland penned song eventually landed our Rolling Stones 500 Greatest Songs of All Time list. In 1984, 36-year-old Todd Evans, a longtime member of Badfinger, who served as a guitarist, vocalist, bassist, and songwriter, took his own life. Evans co-wrote one of the band's biggest hits in 1970, in 1970's Ivor Novello-winning power ballad, Without You. The song has since been covered by hundreds of artists, including Harry Nilsson and Mariah Carey. In the year 2000, Leah Rimes scored her first number one hit in the UK with Can't Fight the Moonlight. The song was written by Diane Warren for the Coyote Ugly soundtrack. In 1988, American singer Robin Beck scored a number one UK hit with First Time, a power ballad that was originally recorded for a Coca-Cola commercial. In addition to spending 3 weeks at the top of the UK chart, the single also hit number one in multiple countries across Europe. And in 1965, for less than €5, I do believe that's euros, yes, music fans in London caught a legendary lineup of artists at Empire Pool's Glad Rag Ball. On the bill were The Who, Wilson Pickett, The Kinks, The Hollies, and more. We have some birthdays here for November the 19th. We have Joe Hunter from the Funk Brothers that was born on this day in 1927. Born in 1942, Fred Lippius from Blood, Sweat, Tears. Matt Sorum from the Cult and Guns N' Roses was born on this day in 1960. From Spiritualized, Jason Pierce was born in 1965. And born in 1971, November 19th, Justin Chancellor from the band Tool. Those are all the things that happened in the world for music for November the 19th. And for the final installment or the final topic for on this day for November the 19th, let's take a look at what happened in film and television history. In 1916, Samuel Goldfish, Edgar and Archibald Silwin established Hollywood's Goldwyn Pictures. Goldfish later changed his name to Goldwyn. In 1955, KXNB TV Channel 12 in Bismarck, North Dakota begins broadcasting. In 1959, first episode of Jay Award's cartoon series Rocky and His Friends, featuring Rocket J, Squirrel, and Bullwinkle J. Moose, airs on ABC. Voice talents of June Forway, Paul Frees, and William Conrad. In 1962, KOET, now KULC TV Channel 9 in Ogden, Utah begins broadcasting. In 1965, ABC Radio begins weekly Vietnam Update Report. In 1967, the establishment of TVP, the first wireless commercial television station in Hong Kong. In 1969, WENY TV Channel 36 in Elmira, New York begins broadcasting. Or Elmira, I should say. In 1971, Disney World's Fort Wilderness opens. In 1972, KFIZ TV Channel 34 in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin suspends broadcasting. In 1975, film adaptation of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, based stage adaptation of novel by Ken Kesey, directed by Miles Forman and starring Jack Nicholson and Louise Fletcher, is released. Academy Awards Best Picture 1976. In 1980, CBS TV bands Calvin Klein Jean ad featuring Brooke Shields. So Sydney Sweeney is not the only one. Brooke Shields did it first. You heard it here. I Am Not Rappaport. In 1985, Herb Gardner's stage comedy I'm Not Rappaport, starring Judd Hirsch and Cleavon Little, opens at the Booth Theater, New York City, and it runs for 891 performances with 3 Tony Award wins. In 1994, Aishwarya Rai of 21 of India crowned 44th Miss World, and I'm so sorry if I butchered your name to Kingdom Come. You were absolutely beautiful back then. In 1995, the Beatles anthology documentary series premieres in US on ABC TV. The 6-hour program airs over the 3 nights that week. In 1996, Six and Longings, starring Sigourney Weaver, closes at Court Theater in New York City. In 2006, innovative video game console, the Nintendo Wii, is released in North America by Nintendo president Satoru Iwata. In 2010, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1, the 7th film based on the books by J.K. Rowling, is released worldwide. In 2013, David Blaine performs in the TV special David Blaine Real or Magic on ABC. And those are all the things that happened in the world of film and television for November the 19th. And I do believe it is about that time for the main events on episode 47 of the Rock Out Wild Show. I am going to open up my webcam again, so I'm going to react to a video that I'd done 10 years ago. And this video is my most anticipated movies of 2015. So not only is this a look ahead of my movie reviews coming up, I'm only going to list off 10, but these are my most anticipated. There's going to be a lot more reactions of my movie reviews to come, but I narrowed it down. I selected 10, so let's react. This is pretty much a retrospective of what lies ahead in 2015 in the world of film. So let's present, share screen, and let's go to this video. Make sure the audio is on. Perfect. Let's go full screen here. And let's react to my top 10 most anticipated movies for 2015. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, action.
Hey, what is up, all movie fans in the movieverse? Welcome to the Mike McRock Movie Review Show. So 2014 is now finally gone, and 2015 is just underway. It's now early January, and there are a lot of movies that I'm really looking forward to this year. But I've narrowed it down to 10. So, without further ado, here are my top 10 most anticipated movies coming this year in 2015. Alright, coming in at number 10 is a movie that I'm looking forward to, but it kind of got bumped down even more as I was doing this list. Only because there are a lot of movies that I'm really looking forward to. So that's the only reason why that this movie is at number 10, and it is Jurassic World. Now, I'm really looking forward to this movie because of Chris Pratt, and I'm really curious to see, is he going to be portrayed as this dark kind of badass, or is he going to be like this charming kind of guy? I'm really curious to see how he's going to fit into this whole Jurassic World. And there's a moment in the trailer where this dinosaur just comes up from the water and eats his food. It looks really cool to watch, even though some of the CGI could be cleaned up. Hopefully the final product will do just that, and hopefully this movie will be a big blockbuster coming up this year. Coming in at number 9. The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. And this is one of those series of movies, unlike, say, Twilight, was actually pretty good considering that this is a teen angst type of movie. I mean, it's a genre. Teen angst it's just now here. Ever
Yeah.
since the whole Harry Potter and Twilight happened,
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be a lot of movies coming out. Even the
Yep.
Divergent series that there's going to be one coming out this year. So just for a cheap pop, I won't mention that. But the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part Two could be one of those movies where it'll probably be a a lot better than most series of movies in how they end
More than likely.
and what their ending was. So I really like the setup of the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part One. It was a really good movie. So, and I know what I'm going to expect going into the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. I expect this probably to be the best out of the Hunger Games series.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 8 on the countdown, Ching Ching Tom Cruise. He is Mission Impossible 5. That
Oh
is
yeah.
right. There's no trailer for this movie yet, like
Mm-hmm.
the Hunger Games, but just the idea of this movie.
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to this. I
Yep.
mean, Tom Cruise literally was on top of the world in the last movie. How is he going to top this? I mean, there's just no way.
Oh, he does. Believe me, he does.
But I'm still really looking forward to this movie because uh, we're going to get to see Tom Cruise at his very best. He'll probably run in this movie. He'll probably
Yep.
be on a motorcycle in this
Yep.
movie. You're going to expect probably the most cliche things out of Tom Cruise and cliched in a really good way.
Darn straight.
Coming in at number 7 on this list, Furious 7. Fast
Oh
and
my
Furious,
god.
the next installment in the series. And I'm really looking forward to this movie because I'm really curious how they're going to use Paul Walker in this movie. God rest him. It's a tragic, tragic story to see
Yeah.
that one of the good actors go away. It's terrible. So I'm really curious to see how they're going to use Paul Walker in this movie, how much he's going to be in this movie,
Yep.
and we're going to get to see Jason Statham as a bad guy in this movie,
Mm.
which is going to be something a little bit different for him, considering of all the movies that he's done, playing a solid to good guy in a lot of action movies. I'm curious to see how he's going to do with a whole bunch of cast and crew and how he's going to pull this off.
I'm going to pause it here. I'm actually dreading reacting to my movie review for Furious 7. And I'm only saying that because Paul Walker, he was always one of my favorite actors. I passed away way too young. And Furious, just as a quick spoiler for not the movie review itself, but I've seen it in the theater. This is one of those rare movies where I actually cried in the theater while watching it. And it was close to the end of the movie, too. So uh, that's why I'm dreading the time I react to my movie review for Furious 7. But other than that, as we all know, the Furious movies does continue. I really think they should have stopped at the seventh one. If they had any pride and dignity, end at the seventh, but nope, they had to continue. Anyway, let's move on.
You got The Rock, Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Ludacris,
Yep.
Tyrese Gibson. I think this movie is going to be a lot of fun. And all of a sudden, this is one of those movies where all of a sudden it got good in the series. And then this is another big reason why I'm looking forward to Furious 7. And how ironic that this movie came in at number 7.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 6,
Number six.
Ant-Man. And this
Right.
trailer was just shown after the show I was watching on Tuesday called Agent Carter.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, what am I going to expect here? So
I
the
wonder.
teaser trailer happened. Here you have Michael Douglas talking to Paul Rudd, and he wants him to be the Ant-Man, and he's like, okay, this
Mm-hmm.
trailer looks good. It's nothing mind-blowing, but it looks good. And
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with this movie. And you never know with these type of movies. I mean, this movie could be the Guardians of the Galaxy of 2015, where it could be one of those
Mm.
movies that
Mm.
going into it,
Mm.
you're going to think, this is not going to be good. This is going to be really corny. Nothing good is going to come out of it. And it turns out to be a sleeper. It turns out to be really great, and it could be one of the big highlights of this year. And it's Marvel. I mean, anything that
Yeah.
Marvel does
Yeah.
as of late,
Mm-hmm. At that
you
time,
really can't do no wrong with the Marvel universe at this point.
notice what I said there? At this point, Marvel Cinematic Universe now, they at a time where they were putting out just content just for the sake of content. I didn't bother with a lot of it, but it seems like they're getting back on the right track with Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts. But yeah, at that point, Marvel Cinematic Universe in 2015, they were really, really good. And it even got better in a few short years when a certain Endgame came out.
Coming in at number 5. Now, I know this movie is number 1 in a lot of this, and I've seen them
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
From the Chris Duckmans, the Schmovilles, the Jeremy Johns, or whoever
Mm-hmm.
done movie lists for the
Mm-hmm.
most anticipated movies of 2015. This movie would definitely be their number 1, but it's number 5 on my list.
So
And that is da 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 da. I'm terrible at that theme song, but you get the
that was on
idea.
key.
Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm looking forward to this movie is because, from what I heard, there's going to be new, fresh faces in this movie. There's going to be a lot of freshness. There's going to be different people in this movie. This is going to be like one of those movies where you know it's going to be really great, and it turns out to be really great. So I don't expect anything less from Star Wars The Force Awakens. I know that Harrison Ford is going to be in this movie, and so I'm really looking forward to see what he's going to do in this movie, and I'm just going to be in awe, hopefully, if this indeed is going to be, and it should be, in IMAX. And a lot of these movies that I've talked about in this list, and the ones that are coming up after, should be in IMAX, because IMAX is just one of those screens where you just need certain movies to be in that style.
Now, I should mention that back in 2014, 2015, I was into the Star Wars stuff. I was. I remember The Force Awakens being one of the good ones. A little bit of a spoiler ahead here. But at this point, 2025, I don't care. I don't care about anything Star Wars at all. And it's not knocking on the quality of the films and all that. It's just that I just don't care to watch them anymore. I don't know what it is. I just don't care for them. Let's continue.
So with that being said, let's go along with this countdown. Coming in at number 4,
Number
The
four.
Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
One name
Quentin
when it
Tarantino.
comes to my mind when I think of certain directors and certain people. Quentin
Darn
Tarantino
straight.
stands out from a lot of the bunch, because the way he does movies is so cool. You know it's him. It has his name and his fingerprints and his footprints and his carbon footprint, anything written all over this movie. This is Quentin Tarantino. And if you don't know who he is, check out his movies like Django Unchained and the Kill Bill series
Yep.
1 and 2.
Pulp
You know
Fiction.
what to expect from Quentin Tarantino, and I should not expect anything less from this guy. He is awesome. The
Yeah.
way he does his dialogue is awesome. His cheesiness is awesome. Even the cast in this movie looks promising. Promising, it's pretty much an understatement at this point. The cast looks tremendous. I mean, you have guys like Samuel L. Jackson, Kurt
Motherfucker.
Russell, Brewster, Tim Roth, and there's a rumor that Channing Tatum is going to be in this. How he's going to
Hmm.
do, I don't know just yet, but I'm curious to see how he's going to do in this movie. But those names, even Walton Goggins is going to be in this movie.
Walton
Just the
Goggins.
cast alone, and Quentin Tarantino, the name, is the reason why The Hateful Eight is at number 4.
Yep.
Coming in at number 3 is a movie called Tomorrowland. Now, I know a lot of people
Interesting pick.
are not talking about this movie as much as they should, because I think this is one of those trailers that should get a lot of recognition.
I mean, it's a good
And to
trailer.
me, when I look at the trailer for Tomorrowland, I'm thinking this is how you do a teaser trailer.
Yep.
You do not show too much of anything. You get the idea of what to expect. You make it look great so that the fans would want to see more of. And just the way this trailer teaser is done is just absolutely incredible. And I'm really looking forward to this movie. Now, I'm
Hmm.
not going to tell you what happens in this trailer. This is one of those things where you have to see it to know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And that is the reason why Tomorrowland comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2 in the runner up, Mad Max. And the reason why Mad Max
It's called Mad Max Fury Road, only then it didn't have a title yet.
is in the runner-up position at number 2 for the most anticipated movies of 2014 is because of these
15.
names. Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron, even Nathan Jones, a retired wrestler. This 7-foot near tall guy, this badass guy is going to be in this badass movie that looks badass. This has explosives in it. This has action packed, filled with explosives. Even the sandstorm. The sandstorm. Oh shit, this freaking sandstorm. Oh,
The Sandstorm.
man. Just absolutely speechless when I watched that trailer. It is freaking badass. And that's a big understatement. Coming in as my most anticipated movie at number 1.
Yep.
It is a movie I think will probably end up being my favorite movie to a fault of
To
2015,
a fault.
based off of one name. And that is Joss Whedon. The
Oh,
guy brought you Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The guy brought you Angel, Serenity, Firefly, Dollhouse, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., The Avengers 1, and now he's directing and writing The Avengers 2, Age of Ultron.
yeah.
Ultron himself looks like a badass. He talks like a badass, and it's something that comes just out of nowhere. And it looks like that the bad guy in this movie, Ultron, is not afraid to go anything physical. Looks like he's going to be fighting in this movie. I'm like, hell
Mm.
yeah. That's what a bad guy should be, and should how he be portrayed as. And you
All
have
right.
all your guys in this movie. You have Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, even Idris Elba's going to be in this movie. Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, Robert Downey Jr., and Tom Hiddleston. I
Loki.
shouldn't expect anything less from Joss Whedon. I would like to pick apart Joss Whedon's brain, really, just to see what goes on in his mind and just the way he works. The guy is a freaking genius, in my book. And that is the
Little did we know then some of the weird stuff was happening behind the scenes, but let's continue.
reason why The Avengers Age of Ultron is my number 1 most anticipated movie of 2015. Now, my question to you, what are your top 10 favorite movies coming out this year? Whatever they are, feel free to comment below and let me know and give me your thoughts on the trailers as well. And you can also hit that subscribe button down below this video to get McRocked.
So, that was my reaction to my top 10 most anticipated films for 2015. And I have to say, I am looking forward to reacting to my reviews for all of those films. So I'm looking forward to all that. So that was the main event for episode 47. That is a look ahead. What is ahead in the world of the movies that I seen in 2015? A retrospective look at it. And this has been episode 47 of the Rock Out Wild Show. I'm going to leave you all with a quote, and it goes something like this: tomorrow is a mystery, and that's what makes life exciting. What we know for sure is that today belongs to us. Let go of anger, self doubt, and regrets about the past. Stop worrying about what might happen next. Choose love instead. Love yourself, your friends, and your family with your whole heart. Enjoy the simple, joyful moments happening right now. Don't wait for another day to start living. Make today the one that counts. And remember, you don't need approval from people who don't understand your life. Share your life with those who truly matter. I am your host, Just Mike. This has been episode number 47 of the Rock Out Wild Show. And on a final note, to all of you watching and listening to this all around the world, get plenty of rest and always do your best.